that I spent 2 hours in the dentist today, so I'm still recovering. But the second is because this evening is not mine. I just want to welcome you all, wish you a happy new year, and this is a very special year for us because we're celebrating 100 years of diplomatic relations between Turkey and Portugal. So a lot will be happening, and this is not the first cultural event, but it's the first year in the residence this year. So I hope to see you more on other cultural events that will mark these 100 years. And now I would ask to Zeynep and Tiago, that I don't know where he is, over here to come, because they are the ones in charge of explaining what is going to happen on this evening.
Co-founder of Music Life around us, with Ms. Zeynep Erkan, who is the violinist with the Presidential Symphony Orchestra. She's the founder, she's the person with the idea, started 2015 with some classical music enthusiasts and myself, but we ended up only 2 Zeyneps. And this is going to be our 51st concert. In 10 years we had 50 plus concerts in a lot of embassies and some other venues. Our aim is to promote that there is a serious classical music education in Turkey, and we'd like to have these young talents perform at the embassies for 2 reasons. One, to show the music lovers among the diplomatic community that we have a serious education, and secondly, to give them a chance to perform by an international audience. And tonight our young performer, she's a very talented pianist, Nermin Işık, is not a stranger to us, and she's not a stranger to Portuguese embassy, because less than a year, this is going to be her second concert, but this is going to be her solo concert. Ms. Işık was born in Ankara. She's a student of Hacettepe University, Ankara State Conservatory. This talented pianist already participated in international master classes, likes of which Italian pianist Martina Fresotti and Austrian pianist Mitra Kotte. Her international competition successes including 3rd prize at Valletta, Malta, and also piano competition in Adana International and Sicily International Music Festivals. She's currently a student of, under the guidance of Professor Hande Dalkılıç. She's here honoring us today. Ms. Hande Dalkılıç, she's a concert pianist, very well-known concert pianist, and has about 7 solo albums. And the last one is My Left Hand, features rarely performed left-hand piano repertoire. Is it true? Yes. And for the program, we are starting with Bach, Johann Sebastian Bach. His Italian-influenced toccato in E minor, likely composed in 1710. Toccato from Italian touch. Excuse me. Baroque era was often given to pieces like Common Fantasy or a Prelude. The second piece, excuse me, by Franz Liszt, Concert Etude number 3, Un Sospiro, which is sigh, if you will, is a study of crossing hands, playing a simple melody with alternating hands and arpeggios. I'm going to stop here with Liszt and pass it to Mr. Tiago, because the Portuguese has a direct link with Liszt.
Yes, Liszt is very interesting. It's an unusual connection. It has a very unusual connection to Portugal. So as far as I know, he has never been to Portugal. But at the end of his life, one of his last disciples was one, if not the most important Portuguese pianist, Siqueira Costa, which then became the father of a huge amount of pianists that later on became the educators of future generations. So this for us is foundational, is a foundational figure, unlikely foundational figure without ever being to Portugal on Portuguese classical music. So a big, big influence that remains until the present day. Then we'll go on with this very interesting program that celebrates, as our ambassador said, this friendship and the 100 years of diplomatic ties between Portugal and Turkey with two Portuguese composers. The first being Freitas Branco. Freitas Branco is one of the most prolific Portuguese composers. He left us more than 150 pieces. He composed for choirs, he composed for symphonic orchestras, he did a little bit of everything. And he was born in 1890, died in 1955, so he is one of the last romantics, one of the first modernists, and I believe that you can feel that in all his writing, in his music, and Nermin will of course show that to us today. After Freitas Branco, we have Oscar da Silva, who was a contemporary of Freitas Branco, same time period, found sect, so the end of the 19th century, the beginning of 20th century. All those ideas are booming in Europe. Triumphalism and decadentism at the same time, and you can feel that also in the music of both of them. In the case of Oscar da Silva, he studied in Germany. He studied in Leipzig and in Frankfurt with Clara Schumann. So you can also feel that, I am sure you will feel that in his music. He brought that to Portugal, and he's said to be the first modern composer in Portugal. And then finally, we have a very, very important Turkish composer, one
of the five. Well, the last piece by well-known Turkish composer Ulvi Cemal Erkin, a member of the pioneer group of polyphonic music composers who set out the direction in which Republican era Turkish contemporary music would progress. Born to an Ottoman high-ranking elite, he chose his path in music and was among the students sent by the young Turkish Republic to study piano in Paris at the Paris Conservatory and École Normale the music. Upon his return to Turkey, he composed traditional monophonic songs, in polyphonic forms. And one of the things he has here, Zeybek havası. I'd like to say a few things on Zeybek. Zeybek is a dance originated in the western part of Turkey, and interestingly, done by the Zeybeks. The guys are also called Zeybek. They originated in Aegean region, and first mention of Zeybek was in the 17th century by Evliya Çelebi, who was a world traveler, well-known Ottoman traveler. Etymologically speaking, it comes from Saybek. Bek is the origin of Bey, which is the Lord, Beyefendi, Bey, and Say apparently a brave lord. So it's a symbol of bravery, dignity, heroism in Turkish culture. So Cemal Erkin also composed a piece using that music, and apparently we have like 150 different versions of it in the Aegean coast. You'll be seeing it. And final note, they say a solo piano in an intimacy of a room is like a conversation. I hope you have a good conversation with Miss Nermin.
Regarding a mission and the time she spent and loved it in Portugal. It has the political, the cultural, the famous styles, the music, fado, even as her dog, which is called Lisbon, because she was born there. So there will be, it was in display here for 1 year now, so it will get back to a place with a group. But I just wanted to call your attention for that. and she can explain because it's my prime minister. By that time I think he was foreign affairs minister, finance minister. We were on the period of the troika, so the economic crisis in Portugal, a very difficult period that we managed to to leave it behind. So there's Fado. There's a lot of Portuguese. There's a Portuguese artist, very famous one. Well, she can explain if you want to know. Now, the thing is that
If I may.